So yesterday we said we'll discuss about ocean currents. So first, with respect to ocean currents, which are these winds? Southeast trade winds. These are northeast trade winds. These are westerlies. Here also you will have westerlies. Fine. So first thing is 0 to 30, 0 to 30. Wind is blowing from east to west. 30 to 60, wind is blowing from west to east. Okay. So as wind blows in a specific direction, water also starts blowing in that particular direction. So because of this, you can also open your world map. Right? So, this first important thing what you must be aware is, which ocean are we talking about and which continents on either side of the ocean becomes important. Okay. If you have that clarity, half of the work is done for ocean currents. For example, for Indian Ocean, what is on the western side and what is on the eastern side becomes important. Africa is on the western side, Australia is on the eastern side. First, let us take 0 to 30. You see, I'll write like this. 0 to 30. 0 to 30, which winds will be there? Southeast trade winds. Southeast trade winds blow from where to where? East to west. Near equator, everywhere you will have warm water. Under the influence of southeast trade winds, ocean currents will start flowing from east to west. Simple. See, everywhere. How is it going? East to west. Now, imagine if this hits a land. Okay. Whenever water hits the land, splits into two, correct? If it hits, splits into two. So here, one branch will go like this, another branch will come like this. Is the water flowing from the equator? You see, it is flowing from the equator. From the equator, it will always carry warm water, right? So, you see, here it hit, went and came. Here it hit, one went above, one went came, again it split into two. Here also it started coming. Are you getting the point? So, in other terms, can you see in the southern hemisphere, it took left turn. Left in the southern hemisphere is Coriolis effect. 1. Why is it moving from east to west? Because of planetary winds. Which wind? Southeast trade winds, westerlies. Second, can I say based on the shape of the coast, it is changing the direction. Is it turning to the left? Yes. It is because of Coriolis effect. Now, after crossing 30 degree, can you tell which winds will blow after crossing 30 degree? Westerlies. Westerlies will blow from where to where? West to east. You see here? West to east. Are you getting the point? First it went from where to where? East to west. Now it is going from where to where? West to east. Now you tell after hitting cold water starts coming down. After hitting cold water comes like this. After hitting cold water comes like this. Correct? So now here you see from the poles some cold water tries to come. Please check, is this circulation clockwise or anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise. So ocean currents are anti-clockwise in southern hemisphere, clockwise in northern hemisphere. Are you getting the point? So my point is, first let me redraw. Everyone observe carefully. See, this is not the time for you to, what do you call it as, pinpoint each and everything. Try to recollect what is easy form to remember in the exam. Okay. So what is it? Zero to 30. Okay guys, 0 to 30. So when you have 0 to 30, can you recollect now first which are the winds that we are talking about? Southeast trade winds. Under the influence of southeast trade winds, the water will start flowing from east to west. After hitting the land, one branch comes down, another branch hits here, comes down, comes down. Then after crossing 30, it comes under the influence of which one? Westerlies. Westerlies will flow from west to east. Did you get the atlas, like plain world maps? Draw this. Draw equator first. Next also, whenever you revise or practice ocean currents, you should draw and revise. Everyone, first draw only one thing. Equator you drew. Equator is there. Below equator, you draw in red or blue only. It's fine. But mark it as hot. East to west everywhere. In all the oceans below equator, east to west you should draw. Below equator. Now wherever it is hitting the land, according to you, where is it hitting the land? First you see where does it hit the land? Australia. So there you write below, one branch should come down. Here also you draw another branch coming down. Why is it coming down? Because after hitting the land it will flow downward. Here also you see, hit and come, bring down. Next, after coming down, it comes under the influence of which one? Westerlies. So draw this. Below 30. It should be below 30. That means almost near Africa, southern tip of Africa. Fine. Yes. Now this part, wherever it is coming back, everyone, let's name now. How do you name first? Okay. Is this below equator? What do you call? South equatorial current. This is also south equatorial current. South equatorial current. Everywhere, what is the name you are giving? South equatorial current. Can you name this, guys? Is it eastern side of Australia or western side of Australia? Eastern side. What do you call it as? East Australian current. East Australian current. Here you see, what do you have in this particular part? Is this Madagascar? So we call it as East Madagascar current. Right? This is called as Mozambique current. East Madagascar current, Mozambique current. Once they both join, what does it become? Agulhas current. East Madagascar current, Mozambique current, Agulhas current. What is this particular one, guys? Which is this particular country? Brazil. So it's called as what? Brazilian current. You should remember, first is like, which is warm current, which is cold current becomes important. Try now. Yeah. All these currents are known as west wind drift. West wind drift. This is called Peru-Chile current. Venezuela current. West Australian current. Falkland current. You would have seen all these names, but what I'm trying to tell, how to remember the aspects in the exam, what to think, because as soon as you see, you will have lot of confusions. You see now what you should do. First, if they ask you anything with respect to South Atlantic Ocean, let's say they're asking about South Atlantic Ocean. Can you tell me South Atlantic, which continent will be on the western side, which continent will be on the eastern side? South America on the western side. Which one on the eastern side? Africa on the eastern side. That's why first thing is what? You should know which continents are on either side. Okay, so let's say, what is this? This is South America. This side, what do you have? Africa. In case if you get confusion, I'm asking. Okay, do this. Now, Are we talking about south or are we talking about north? South. South is anti-clockwise. Do you agree? South is what? Anti-clockwise. Are you getting the point? Now, near equator it will be hot. If it blows from equator to poles, it will be hot. From poles to equator, it will be cold. Now, give the names. South, equatorial current. This one, Brazilian current. West wind drift. Beniguela current. Here one more will come. Falkland current. Are you getting the point? So what is important for you first? Continents. If you know the continents, it's easy to derive what has actually come. Right? So this is why clockwise, anti-clockwise, these circulations become important. Because in exam, mind doesn't work where it is blowing, how it is coming, all this concept won't work. Okay. So now everyone, Indian Ocean you try. In your books, you try Indian Ocean. What will be on the western side of Indian Ocean? What will be on the eastern side? Western side Africa, eastern side Australia. Good. Africa means, can I say Madagascar will come? Now can you tell what should we do? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise. See here. Anti-clockwise circulation. If clockwise, anti-clockwise you get confused, no one can do anything. No, but this is basic. First is continent, okay. Draw world map, however bad it is. I'm telling you, draw world map. Why? Because the moment you draw world map, you will definitely get to know which continent is where. Because that mistake no one does. Right? Once you do that, then you put Indian Ocean and all. Questions come like this. What? On the western side of the oceans, on the eastern side of the oceans, warm water will be there, cold water will be there. When the moment they talk about it, you get confused. Draw a small world map. It doesn't take much time. Draw a small world map. Just cross check with the things. Clarity will be there. See, 8 to 10 questions in geography where you get these type of things. People do. You might do it by, like you might do mistake because of confusion. Don't think everyone is confused. Simple questions, everyone will answer. If we are confused, we lost the game. Instead of non-cooperation movement, if you feel civil disobedience movement, it is your mistake. Everyone else will do it correctly. You cannot do mistake in the areas where everyone is doing correctly. This is the fundamental point. Why people are in the list, why people are not in the list is, those who do not do silly mistakes will be in the list. Okay. So once you get this, is it difficult to name? No. Now, can you tell me how do you recollect which is from which is hot and which is cold? Anything which is near equator is hot. Equator to poles will be hot. Near the poles will be cold. This is also cold. Okay, southern hemisphere has more cooler bodies, cooler waters. Northern hemisphere has warm water more. What is the reason? Land is more in the northern hemisphere, water is more in the southern hemisphere. Did you get this? Forget the names. Okay. Now, you tell me Pacific Ocean. Try Pacific Ocean now. What will be on the western side of Pacific Ocean and what will be on the eastern side of Pacific Ocean? Western side, what will be there? Australia will be there. Eastern side, what will be there? Very good. Now guys, can you try? What is there here? Can you help me? Which side hot? Is this hot or cold? Hot. This one, guys. Which ocean? Pacific Ocean. Why South Pacific Ocean? Okay, just a minute. You see, you got this, why it is? You have clarity now? Okay. Please tell. This is Australia. South America. Yeah, yes. Can you tell me near Australia what do you have? Warm current or cold current? Warm current. Near South America, what do you have? Forget about rest, guys. Leave about rest. Only this I want. High temperature leads to low temperature leads to is there a circulation above? This is Walker circulation. This is Walker circulation. Have you heard El Nino, La Nina? Opposite of Walker circulation is El Nino, right? Within Walker circulation, if intensity increases, we call it as La Nina. Okay, but what I'm asking, do you understand why the circulation starts? It is because of what? Warm current and cold current. If you know Pacific Ocean warm current is there, if you know South America cold current is there, you will get this circulation. That's why everything is interconnected. You can't by heart or you can't recollect. Logic you can represent better. Okay. Now can you try? During Walker circulation, this is west and this is east. Western side of Pacific Ocean, which current will be there? Warm currents. Eastern side of Pacific, which currents will be there? Cold currents. This is what you can derive. I'll help you out, but you got this? Everyone, you understood this, right? This no doubt. Okay, good. Above equator 0 to 30, can you tell which winds will be there? Above equator 0 to 30, which winds will be there? Northeast trade winds. Northeast trade winds means the water will flow from where to where? East to west. Same thing. Below also it went from east to west. Above also it is going from east to west. East to west is here north equatorial current. After hitting one branch goes like this, another branch comes like this. Okay, is it turning to the right? Coriolis effect is to the right? Yes. Then what will come from here? Cold currents. Which is the current? Labrador cold current. What is the name of this? Yeah, can you draw this? Wherever they meet, it is good for fishing, bad for navigation. Wherever warm and cold currents meet, it is good for fishing, bad for navigation. Why? Because nutrients increases, oxygen increases. Application I'll give you. But you got this? After meeting, it comes under the influence of which one? Which winds? 30 to 60. Can you tell which winds will be there? Westerlies. Westerlies will blow from where to where? West to east. Guys, here some mountains are there, that is ridges are present. One branch goes like this. Another comes like this. Equator to poles warm water, poles to equator cold water. That is a circulation. What is this, guys? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clockwise. Northern hemisphere it will be clockwise, southern hemisphere it will be anti-clockwise. Okay. Draw this, let us name. Names. Try the names once. What is this called? North equatorial current. What is this? Gulf Stream. What is this? Labrador current. This is called as Canary current. There is a cold current called as what? Canary current. This is called North Atlantic drift. Yes. Everyone, repeat once. See carefully, see the names, okay? By the time you leave, you should remember all the names properly. What is it first? This is above equator. What do we call it as? North equatorial current. After hitting, one branch goes into Caribbean Sea. This is called Caribbean current. Another one will go like this. What is this called? Gulf Stream, because this is Gulf area of North America. So it is called as what? Gulf Stream. So what are the two names here? North equatorial current, Caribbean current and Gulf Stream. From here you will observe that cold water will come. What is it? Labrador current. Labrador cold current is coming. Okay. Then guys, you see here, it comes, it starts going towards the poles. Another one will start coming like this. The one going towards the poles is called as what? North Atlantic drift. What is this which is coming here? Canary current. Once again, I'll number, you tell what is this called? North Equatorial current. What is this? Caribbean current, Gulf Stream, Labrador current, Canary current, North Atlantic drift. Can you name this now? South Equatorial current. What is this? Brazilian current, Falkland current, West wind drift. Good. What is this? Beniguela current. Again, try this. What is this? South Equatorial current, Brazilian current, Falkland current, West wind drift, Beniguela current. What is this, guys? You try. South Equatorial current, Mozambique current, East Madagascar current. What is this called? Agulhas current. Good. After that, this is called as what? West wind drift. And what is this? West Australian current. Once again, what is this called? South Equatorial current, East Madagascar current, Mozambique current, Agulhas current, West wind drift, West Australian current. Good. What is this called? South Equatorial current. Which side of Australia? Eastern side. What is it called? East Australian current. Okay. Then what is this called? West wind drift. And what is this? Peru, Chile or Humboldt current. Peru, Chile or Humboldt current. Okay. Now guys, see this once above Pacific Ocean. This is also going from east to west. Why is it going from east to west? Under the influence of which one? South, northeast trade winds. After hitting, it starts going like this. What is this called as, everyone? Kuroshio. One will come from here. What is this called? Oyashio. You have Kuroshio, Oyashio. In which ocean? North Pacific Ocean. Here it is called as North Pacific current. One branch comes down, another branch goes above. See here guys, first everyone, what is this called? North Equatorial current. Then it is called Kuroshio. This is called Oyashio. Good. After that, this is called as what? Like, what is this? North Equatorial. This is North Pacific Ocean current. Then you see here, what is this called? California current. What is this specific thing called? Alaska current. Okay. One is Alaska, another one is California. Slowly see once. Yes. Above equator. What is it called as? What is it? North Equatorial current. After hitting, one branch goes like this. What is it called as? Kuroshio. Good. Here, what is this called as? North Pacific current. Good. What is this called as? Oyashio current. California current. Alaska current. Names are important. One last time, only northern hemisphere you try. Yes, what is this? Good. What is this? What is this? Caribbean current. What is this? Gulf Stream. Good. What is this? North Atlantic drift. What is this? What is this? Yes, very good. Last year prelims question. What is it? In lower latitudes, western side, warm currents are present. Eastern side, cold currents are present. In higher latitudes, western side, cold currents are present. Eastern side, warm currents are present. This was question. Are you getting the point? So, any question, you should have clarity. Ocean water, ocean currents comes into picture. If you are not doing it, you are getting confused. That's why drawing is important. Map is important. However you draw, doesn't matter. Okay? But don't lose questions like this. Don't get confused with the words. They play with the words. Words are tricky. Right? Try this now. What are these called? North equatorial current. What is this called? Kuroshio. What is this? North Pacific current. Good. You tell me what is this? Oyashio. California. What is this? Alaska. Alaska is hot. Yes. This is what you observe. Okay. Now, given all this, guys, Indian Ocean, if you take, till now whatever we saw, you have to remember certain things. That is, which of the following is warm current, which of the following is cold current. In Pacific Ocean, which currents are present. In Atlantic Ocean, which currents are present. Those names are very, very essential. That you have to recollect. Nothing beyond that. Next, you see here, Indian Ocean. Do you recollect, if land is more, ITCZ shifts. Yesterday I told you, if land is more, ITCZ shifts. If land is not there, ITCZ doesn't shift. In Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, it doesn't shift. Where does it shift? Indian Ocean. When ITCZ shift like this, India is covered with, you recollect yesterday we said something called southwest trade winds. Southwest trade winds will blow from where to where? Yeah, will it blow from, like, will it blow like this, everyone? Is it blowing from Arabian to Bay of Bengal or Bay of Bengal to Arabian? So, ocean water will circulate like this. Okay, from where to where it will go? Arabian Sea to Bay of Bengal. Now you tell, whenever ITCZ is near equator, India is covered with which winds? Northeast trade winds. Now can you tell northeast trade winds is blowing from where to where? Bay of Bengal to Arabian Sea. So what is going to happen? The ocean water circulates like this. Okay, my question to you, is ocean water same throughout the year in North Indian Ocean, or is it changing? Changing. It is changing with wind. Do you recollect India is monsoon? What are the two types of monsoons we have? Southwest monsoons, northeast monsoons. Southwest monsoon, wind will blow from Arabian Sea to Bay of Bengal. Northeast monsoons, wind will blow from Bay of Bengal to Arabian Sea. Ocean water also changes. Only North Indian Ocean will have seasonal change in ocean current direction. Okay. Second, I want you to tell me, is it anywhere connected to poles? No. If it is not connected to poles, can I say there is no cold water? Yes. North Indian Ocean do not have cold currents. North Indian Ocean do not have cold currents. Okay. So, These are the words that you must remember. First, you can write separately. Ocean currents. Factors, very important. They have asked once, factors. Yes, ocean currents are not due to local winds, they are due to planetary winds. This is very important. Okay, they are due to planetary winds. Ocean winds depend upon configuration of coastline. Are you getting the point? Configuration of coastline. Coriolis force. Northern hemisphere, which circulation? Clockwise. Southern hemisphere, which circulation? This should be very clear to you. These words must not be confusing in the exam. Gravity. What is gravity here? See here. We have water. Can I say warm water will be little higher? Warm water will be little higher. Cold water will be little lower. If warm is high and cold is low, can we say there will be a slope? Along the slope water will come. That is called gravity. Gravity is what? Along the slope. You tell me now. If I have this and if I keep a pen, will pen come down? Why do the pen come down? Gravity. Due to gravity it comes down. Because of that, gravity is an important factor. This factor is mentioned in NCERT book. Okay, so that's why it's very, very essential. Why gravity? Remember, they use the term called density difference will be there. Okay, why gravity? Because there will be density difference. You get the four factors, guys. Which are the four factors? Planetary winds, configuration of coastline, Coriolis force, gravity. Another form of asking. Okay, southern hemisphere ocean currents are much faster compared to northern hemisphere. What is the reason? Land is less. Good. Second, you're right, land is less. Do you recollect winds are faster in southern hemisphere? Yesterday we saw. Do you recollect westerlies are known as roaring 40s, furious 50s, shrieking 60s? Yes. Are they faster in southern hemisphere? Yes. If they are faster in southern hemisphere, will they push more water? If they push more water, can we say what is going to happen? Ocean current circulation is also faster. Why is it faster in southern hemisphere? It is faster because of winds being faster. Why is winds faster? For that, the point is what? Oceans are more. Oceans are more, winds are faster. The basic point is oceans are more. But because oceans are more, winds are faster. If winds are faster, what will be fast? Okay. So, see, yes, let me tell you. Yesterday I told you about planetary winds. For planetary winds, we saw forces. Four forces. What are the four forces we considered for planetary winds? One is pressure gradient force. Second is frictional force. Third is gravitational force. Fourth is Coriolis force. Correct? Now, frictional force depends upon distribution of land and water. Correct? Frictional force depends upon what? Land and water. If land is more, friction is more. If land is less, friction is less. Correct? That is first point. Everyone. So frictional force has impact on wind. So distribution of land and water has impact on wind. You take the second case. Today's class, ocean currents, am I talking about friction or am I talking about planetary winds? So for me, within these factors, I should identify the reason. When they ask you answer, within these, you should identify the reason. You should not identify outside the factors. First priority must be given in options. To which one? Factors. While ticking an answer, think which are the factors. In that you give more priority to that. For example, let me tell a very simple point. Okay, Bay of Bengal is less saline compared to Arabian Sea. Okay, Bay of Bengal is less saline compared to Arabian Sea. Okay, there are few factors which affect salinity. Which are the factors? Evaporation, precipitation. Okay, more evaporation, more salinity. More precipitation, less salinity. Rivers are more. Okay, winds. Okay, then you will have something called as ocean circulation and all. Now, within these factors, Bay of Bengal, what is the issue? Can we say Bay of Bengal receive more rivers compared to Arabian Sea? So, Bay of Bengal will have more rivers, means more fresh water. That means less salinity. So what I am telling, any reason may be correct. Any reason may be correct. From the options, how do you choose? Factors. Give priority to the factors. Then you will not be confused. Are you getting the point? Now, can you tell Coriolis force is due to what? Rotation of the earth. Instead of this, if they give the word rotation of the earth, it is not wrong completely. Two types of questions in geography. What are two types? What is the reason for this? What is not the reason for this? Are you getting the point? You got the question? What are the two questions? What is the reason? What is not the reason? What is the reason? Always choose from what? Factors. What is not the reason is very difficult to choose. Are you getting the point? Why is it difficult to choose? Because even minute factor, for example, can I say if rotation is not there, Coriolis force is not there? If Coriolis force is not there, wind is not there. All this east-west wind only not there. If wind itself is not there, can we say no ocean currents? So what happens? You have to choose the one which is zero impact. Zero impact will be very, very less. So PYQs, when you sit and solve after the classes, when you sit and solve PYQs, my request is check how are they asking questions. They'll ask only two types: which factors are responsible, which factors are not. When it is not, be very careful. Even minute things are there. Just work on it. Okay, write these factors the moment you see the question and then come to conclusion. Okay, second, what are we seeing after this? Okay. We have to see about counter equatorial current. Already asked in exam once. Counter equatorial current. Equator. Yes. Above equator, which ocean current will you have? North equatorial current. Below equator, which ocean current you have? South equatorial current. Now you see, one branch goes like this, one branch comes like this, one branch comes like this, another branch goes like this. Okay, my point to you all, here you see, here is water accumulating from both the sides? Yes, 1 and 2. Can you tell me which side water is more, which side water will be less? 1, water is more. 2, water is less. So can you tell me water will flow from where to where? 1 to 2. Okay, this is called counter equatorial current or equatorial counter current. It flows from where to where? West to east. It is flowing from west to east, and it is in between which two currents? North equatorial current and south equatorial current. What is this called? What is the term, geographical term for this? Piling up of warm water. What is the term for this? Piling up of warm water. You write down counter equatorial current. I'll give the words. In between north equatorial current and south equatorial current, there is counter equatorial current. Counter equatorial current. Next point. It is because of piling up of warm water on the western side of the oceans. This was prelims question. Right? What is the reason for counter equatorial current? One of the option was piling up of warm water. Okay, below that you write, due to piling up, there is density difference. And a gradient will be formed. It will flow from west to east. Everyone see here? When it is going from west to east here and here, okay, when they meet, the water comes like this. In Atlantic Ocean, this is called Guinea current. Counter equatorial current is known as Guinea current in Atlantic Ocean. You write that word. It is Guinea current. In Atlantic Ocean. Guys, whenever ocean currents are circulating, remember waves will be generated. From all the sides, waves will be generated. When waves generate from all the sides, waves will merge from all the sides, and once they merge, they will become standstill water. That means when all the waves meet, they are not going to have any waves at all. There will be water without much waves. That area is called gyre. In between all the ocean currents, there will be something called as gyre. Okay, now this gyre in North Pacific Ocean, this gyre in North Atlantic Ocean, is called as Sargasso Sea. This can be prelims question. Sargasso Sea is in which ocean? Where is it? North Atlantic Ocean. Now, we'll see effects case. Till now, whatever you saw, one question might come only on the basis of what is it, like, what is the reason for counter equatorial current? What are the factors affecting ocean currents? Which of the following is cold current? Like this. Now, let's try this. What is this called? Caribbean. What is this called? North Atlantic. What is this called? Labrador. What is this called? Canary. Okay. Just write below temperature. Temperature. Words you write enough. Lower latitudes. Temperature. Lower latitudes. Hyphen. Western side. Warm water. Western side warm water. Eastern side cold water. Next. Higher latitudes. Higher latitudes. Western side cold water. Eastern side warm water. You understand? Yes. Next. Again, try this. What is this? Caribbean, Gulf Stream. What is this, guys? Kuroshio. Good. What is this? East Australian current. Are these warm currents? Yes. Which side of the continent are you seeing warm currents? Eastern side of the continents. Warm currents, can I say high temperature leads to low pressure? Can I say thermally induced low pressure? Yes. This is leading to tropical cyclones. What are the tropical cyclones here? What is this? Hurricanes. What is this? Typhoons. Good. What is this? What are these? Are you getting the point? Another way of asking question, okay? Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of Mexico, Bay of Bengal, South China Sea has more cyclones. What is the reason? Presence of which currents? Warm currents. Okay, you write the word below. Eastern side of the continents, eastern side of the continents, in lower latitudes, hyphen warm currents, and leads to cyclones, right? Like match the following. Okay, North America, you write North America hyphen Gulf of Mexico hyphen Gulf Stream and Caribbean current, no, it should be in one line, hurricanes. See, they'll give like this: North America, Gulf Stream, typhoons. Match the following. Okay, North America, Gulf Stream, hurricanes. You should just have that clarity. Okay, then Asia, Kuroshio, what will you have? Typhoons. Asia, Kuroshio, typhoons. Australia, East Australian current. What will you have? Willy. Just match the followings. Okay, next. Try this. What is this? California cold current. Peru, Chile, Humboldt current. Good. Canary current. Beniguela current. Which Australia? Which side of the continent are we talking? Western side. Yes. What will you have on the western side? Deserts. Sonoran and Mojave. Atacama. What is this? Sahara. Can you tell here? Yes. Namib and Kalahari. Great. You get? This is another match the following. Okay, you write below. North America, California current, Sonoran or Mojave. Next, South America, Peru, Chile, Peru, Chile, or Humboldt? Atacama Desert? Next, Northern Africa? Canary Current? Sahara Desert? Southern Africa? Beniguela Current? Namib and Kalahari Desert? Next, Australia? West Australian Current? Great Sandy Desert and Victoria Desert. Yes. What is this? Gulf Stream. So just keep on repeating so that you're comfortable with the names. What is this called? Labrador. Yes. Wherever warm and cold currents meet, this particular part is called as Newfoundland. Name is important. Okay, Newfoundland. And in this region, we have something called as Grand Banks. This is called Grand Banks of North America. Extremely good for fishing. Okay, write this line. Fishing, you write, fishing. Where warm and cold currents meet, nutrients increase, and oxygen increases. So fishing will be more. Below this, Grand Banks, the word is very, very important. Grand Banks near North America, in brackets, Newfoundland. See, in exam directly they'll ask, Grand Banks is formed due to which ocean currents? Right? Gulf Stream and Labrador. Right? Newfoundland due to Gulf Stream and Labrador cold current. Guess what is this current called? Falkland current. Good. What is this called? Brazilian current. There you write near Argentina, Brazilian warm current converge with Falkland cold current. I want you to think now, once they gave, which of the regions are good for fishing? They gave where warm and cold air masses meet, where warm and cold currents meet. You should be careful with warm and cold. Don't get carried away with warm and cold. Okay. Then, what is this, guys? Can you tell here? Kuroshio from one side, Oyashio from another side. You right? Near Japan, Kuroshio warm current, converge with Oyashio cold current. Last, transportation. Just tell me now, if cold current is coming from the poles, will it carry glaciers? Is it good for transportation or bad? Bad. You write there. First one, cold currents from poles. Bring glaciers and is not good for navigation. Yes, you see, this is a warm current going towards Scandinavia country, Norway, Sweden. When it goes here, it will melt the glacier. If it melts the glacier, it is good for transportation. Alaska current. Okay, so you write warm currents flowing towards poles will melt the glaciers and create all-weather road. Third, because wherever warm and cold meets, warm will give water vapor, cold will cool it from below. Because of this, fog will be formed. Okay, fog is not clear visibility, accidents increases, right? So you write where warm and cold currents converge, fog will be formed, and it is bad for navigation. Last one. Everyone, can you name this? Peru, Chile or Humboldt. See guys, Australia, eastern side warm water is there. South America, western side, what is there? Cold water. Okay. Now, you write El Nino and La Nina. First point, it is of which ocean is? El Nino, La Nina is of which ocean phenomena? Pacific. Which Pacific? South Pacific. Remember, El Nino, La Nina is not observed anywhere. It is observed only in South Pacific Ocean. Okay, so there, first one. What do you have on the western side? Australia will be there on the western side. South America on the eastern side. Is below always you will have cold water, and above you will have warm water. This is a phenomenon. Okay, we are talking near equator. You try to tell near equator, that is closer to equator. Can we say trade winds will be there? Which are the trade winds? Southeast trade winds. We are talking about which hemisphere? Southern hemisphere. Southeast trade winds. You tell me trade winds blow from where to where? East to west. As trade winds blow from east to west, all the water from here, they will move and it would start piling up here. Which side it will pile up? Yes. If everything piles up that side, this side there will be upwelling. So what will be present here? Cold water. Okay, so here you see low temperature, high pressure. High temperature, low pressure. Correct? Now, two words you should remember. What is it? Piling up of warm water near Australia, upwelling of cold water near South America. Upwelling normally brings oxygen to the surface. It increases fishing. Okay? So, high pressure to low pressure rises. What is this called as? Walker circulation. Upwelling means, you see you have a tub of water, surface warm water is there, below cold water is there. Now I'll keep my hand like this. I'll push all the warm water from one side to another side. So when I'm pushing water from one side to another side, this side it won't be less, it comes up to balance. That is called upwelling. So when you're pushing from one side to another side, other side the water rises, right? When the water rises, cold water comes up. Fine. Just draw this case. This concept is important, so draw. Okay. I have written like this to indicate depth. Now, guys, what is the reason for El Nino? If they ask you, what is the reason for El Nino? What is the reason you tell? So, many people tell there is no proper reason which we are aware. This is what everyone says. But when it comes to options given in exams, CAPF exam, TGPSC, APPSC, everywhere, when you see, they say shifting of counter equatorial current. Okay, so I just want you to remember in Pacific Ocean, counter equatorial current. Do you recollect counter equatorial current which flows from where to where? West to east. Counter equatorial current is present mostly above equator. Why is counter equatorial present above equator? Because it is present within ITCs that people tell. And ITCZ is mostly present in the northern hemisphere, not in the southern hemisphere. Why? Because land is more in the northern hemisphere, less in the southern hemisphere. Now, if ITCZ is present above, counter equatorial current is also present above, is their argument. Now, oceans take time to get heated. Oceans will not be heated easily. Once in 3 to 4 years, oceans use it to get heated. When oceans get heated, which ocean is getting heated? Southern hemisphere ocean is getting heated. Can you tell me, summers will it become hot or winters will it become hot? Oceans. Summer, right? Land becomes cooler in winter, oceans become hotter. Can you tell me, southern summer, which month? December. March is equinox. June 21st is summer solstice for us. December is what? Winter solstice. So can I say, in the month of December, southern hemisphere oceans are becoming hotter. Not every year, once in 3 to 4 years. Whenever southern hemisphere become hotter, can I say ITCZ shifts? If ITCZ shifts, is there possibility of counter equatorial current shifting? When counter equatorial current shifts, can you tell me, counter equatorial current flow from where to where is? West to east or east to west? Tell me now, counter equatorial current is going from Australia to South America, correct? Now, this side, what is going to happen? One side upwelling will be there. Another side, what will be there? Piling up. Yes. Low temperature leads to high pressure. High temperature leads to low pressure. This circulation is from Australia to South America, rises near South America and circulate back. Can you see, is it same as Walker circulation or opposite? So what is it called? Which hemisphere? Southern. December 22nd, 23rd, closer to Christmas. Child Christ. Okay. What is it called? El Nino Southern Oscillation. ENSO. Is it same as Walker circulation or opposite to Walker circulation? Opposite. How do you remember in exam? Just remember this. Australia warm water, South America cold water. That is called as Walker circulation. Opposite to that is called as what? El Nino. Right? So, you write the words, I'll tell. El Nino Southern Oscillation. You write El Nino Southern Oscillation. Hyphen. First point. Shifting of counter equatorial current. Shifting of counter equatorial current. Second point. Once in 3 to 4 years, oceans use it to become hotter. Oceans used to become hotter. Third, in recent years, due to global warming, due to global warming, oceans are mostly hotter, and due to this, El Nino is observed every year. You might have seen almost every year they tell El Nino. What is the reason? Global warming. What is happening due to global warming? Oceans are becoming hotter. If oceans become hotter, what happens? ITCZ shifts. If ITCZ shifts, what will shift? Counter equatorial current will shift. Okay, next. Near Australia, cold water. Near Australia, cold water. Near South America, warm water. Next. You write opposite to Walker circulation. Below this, impact. First one, just now I told you, Willy is near which one? Australia. Why? Warm water was there. But can you see now which water is there? Cold water. Will it affect Willy? Yes. Cyclones will be affected. First one, you write cyclones will be affected. I hope you might have heard Australia has coral reefs, Great Barrier Reef and all. They will be affected. Second, coral reefs will be affected. Next, droughts in Australia. Floods in South America. Next point. India may have droughts, but depends upon Indian Ocean dipole. Underline this case. Now IMD says we are not dependent on El Nino La Nina. It depends upon Indian Ocean dipole. Okay, that I'll give you. Draw this.